If you know me, I prefer clear and concise communication. 3 C's. I don't like wasting time. Can everybody achieve that? Maybe. Okay. But what we do know is clarity and communication is incredibly important in meetings and as a facilitator. So, how do we get there? Well, first of all, what we've got to recognize, not everybody is going to be clear and concise. Not everybody is going to structure their thinking in such a way that it comes out nice and short. Okay? There are many people out in the world who think by talking. Okay? And it comes out as a ramble and they wander around the subject, and we have to be okay with that. Does it irritate me? Does it frustrate me? It used to. But we have to understand people are people, and we want to include them in any conversation that they've been invited into. So how do we get clarity and communication when some people structure their thinking in their mind and say in a few words what they're thinking, and some people go around the houses, take their time to explore a space, and it's only at the end of that that they know what they were thinking. Hi, my name's John McFadyen. I'm a certified Scrum trainer with Scrum Alliance. I'm the managing partner at Agile Centre, and I've been in the Agile and Scrum world for over 20 years now. So this is the trick. As a facilitator, how do you ensure clarity in communication? Okay? The people who take time to structure their thinking, and they very often feel less engaged in a meeting, and that is because they're still doing the work. They're just doing it in here, silently very often, maybe making some notes and structuring their thinking, and then they join the conversation, and they often have powerful things to add because it's clear, because it's concise, because they've taken the time to think and structure it. Right? They're easy. What about the people who think by talking, who ramble around topics, exploring the space externally? How do we help them? Well, my experience is actually we don't. Okay? Clarity, conciseness are my preferences. Okay? They're not theirs. And it's not my job to judge them for how they think, for how they structure, for how they process information. It's my job as a facilitator to make sure their voice is heard. Okay? So I've learned within reason to invite it. Okay? If somebody thinks out loud, they're going to take up more airtime. They're going to be talking more than that person who is, sort of internalizing and structuring and going to come up with maybe only a few words that's distilled it down. But that's okay, because we need the diversity, we need the mixture in our teams. If we all had hideous thought, but 6 of me in a room, you would only come up with one choice. You wouldn't come up with the many options. You wouldn't be building on each other's thinking. And facilitation, collaboration is about just that. So don't try and dampen it. I mean, put a time box on it. I have known people who can talk for 45 minutes and nothing useful has come out of their mouth. Thankfully, not in a professional environment. Most people are talking about the topic at hand, and you can hear the questions that they're asking and maybe answering themselves. And I've had multiple people who think like this, communicating together and exploring the space, while I, as somebody who does internalize think and structure, have paid attention, have made notes, okay, and have joined often at the end of the conversation with my thoughts. I didn't come up with everything myself. I was building on what they were saying out loud. If everybody was like me and just sat there and thought deeply about it and structured it and played around with it in their mind and then said 10 words, we wouldn't get anywhere. Right? So don't see them as a frustration. Don't see them as a problem in the room. They're a blessing, because they are sharing their thought processes with everybody. Everybody can hear what they're thinking and they can add information to it. They can take ideas from it. They can build on each other's work. And I found that to be one of the most interesting things to happen in my practice as a facilitator. Go from somebody who gets deeply frustrated by the people who just waffle on to realizing these people are hugely beneficial to the collaboration of the team. They can help you structure your thinking if you do work like me. They can help explore the space. They can raise questions that maybe you haven't thought of. And they don't even know that they're raising those questions. Maybe they do. But it doesn't matter because now it's in the room. We know what's happening. We can add it. We can build on it. What I do at the end is often, as a facilitator, ask them to summarize it or ask somebody else to summarize it. Or if it's appropriate, I might summarize it. But I want to give the short summary, that clear, concise communication at the end. To just say, okay, John, that's really interesting. You've explored this point, this point, this point. Is there anything else? Very much from the coaching stance, very much from my coach training. But what I found is giving them that gives them a mirror to reflect back on and go, okay, yeah, oh, actually, I meant. And maybe what they were saying isn't what they were meaning. This gives us the opportunity to correct. Okay? So clarity and communication isn't necessarily concise. Okay? It isn't necessarily conciseness. Okay? Clarity and communication is simply being clear, is helping people understand what you mean. Some people will do that in only a few words. Some people may take many, many more. It's not a problem. If you have those types of people, and indeed any other difference in the ways people communicate, embrace it as a facilitator. Find a way to harness it, make use of it, so that the team can build on its knowledge, on its thinking, on its ideas. Because the end result will undoubtedly be a better outcome than what any one person in that room could have got to. So please, if nothing else, remember, clarity is not conciseness.